我们去进去不了呢，这什么商业过程啊？你老是你们这一两米下来抢走了，给多几上去了，这东西没得多少不着，是的，那个东西上去就下了抢走了，抢走我的去，找不到，就是老估计说也给我就是大概，他们这大概这样就全我，实际不就是没多少人了，你的就把商业性的没得不。如果弄到起来就不知道说是面那就什么都累起来，记得去都没得，学习过了过都说，kanchir teni choku teni teshi she, teni papi tenpa todum nyangende techir nyi da sershi yunde yemebe, sanji nyi le mato nyangende pa me, nyangende pa me, nyomo bonang, nebate peda pimi sheparcha, sanji pengi, Dangzi Dharma la bola nyingbo mizang nana ser sala terda nyuso ndechong ta koshul nana dewi kuda ne pume nyimi dona midata sala rinche suyo chidarwa lobu nyomo temi dribayi simje nala deshi kamde ne tima pema socha bomba mizang sende koshu ta dungambarwe Umbre dong pume sai kam da chong sanje zhangzi nimbo ser da ter da na zhe rinje ku ling da cho da rinje su da jime kam cho chong ba ni chitren dong ye ping yi kon ne ba chen dong kim bar de shi she ba ni jime lai mi de ming tong ne chu jin de mi bu ne jin je ba 대신 나름에 내 남라 산지 진지 랑치 니시 데 디메 치미 모테 투지 다제 디바 레네 조제 지들 미도 베마 숨라 데와셰바니 데 코네 라미 토네 담마 제 따라 쳐다 소티 부디 소차 차다 소티 부 dit zo sang nimbo zhe de tu je tu ba den shi di ba den jom bran ze chitra so cha so ko zhang zi ni ji bu kan ke be de de nyer wa yi to ne tab ji de da so cha so ku ne de ra bi je ba shi chang song chen bu kun chi jin ji ni ring kam zhang zi dang de de si ne de yi ji ba Dharma dang de wa de ne ra bi bon je ba yi Jidra Dangzi Socha Jewa Chati Dong Di Dangzi Toni Mi Dharma Te Ta Salde Jidra Deba Shindi Dangzi Jajeba Teji Luje Layo Saba Mebi Sheba Dhammi Zidandra Nyomo Dharma Danda Tenjum Laki Tenjum Bala Kebi Jawa Jibu Shin Jidra Budin Tuyi Nimbo Ne Manam Chini Jebra Jeje Minjurwa Sezo Tundi Nirwa Kangiba Teda Kini Buni Tenji Tar Teji Simje Layo Nyomo Chi Tima Tante Jawa Chisiti Nyomo Tima Dele Matowa Tensi Janze Sisim Dumeji Chitar Salu Tau Nendu Nimbo Buni Machong Tamaji Lepro Madu Minam Chini Jeje Sawa Shimbo Minjur Tenshi Simje Layo Choji Wanchu Nyomo Bule Matu Liu Nyomo Chebe Nyembi Rola Choji Gawi Ter Jirwa Min Chitar Rabdu Jutse Mi Ser Jinji Rubi Nesu Long Chirpa Minji Choji Teni Te Ter Shin Loja Mambu Tatu Neba Ter Namin Namta Tade Lai Ter Tony Melandina Yobi Ser Rinche Chonde Jande Rinche Ji Dubra Chawa Jishi Mawatar Teji Tubi Mitsa Tanda Wei Nyomo Suji Simje Yunde Ni Sini Nyomo Damte Taja Chirichi Gunamla Tamchu Chucharambe Jitra Jinji Rupi Ne Suno Iseni Lai Tongju Kundi Tabu Chachi Chodu Zepa Mula Neji Tumbatar Teji Jewi Nyomo Miza Chenbu Honjuru Zosa Rinpoche Simje Nala Sini Teta Chachi Luje Namla Chuntu Jitra Mewu China Sangu Na Misepa Itani Yojuba Mite Tema Shede Terteya Tela Ngandi Yorji Mimatar Tenshi Iji Nachu Riche Ter Time Shata Salme Chuni Ta Mato Pena Uvi Dunga Ne Nama Junti Jegundar Nyongo Chitru Upo China Tuni Rinche Terchu Chubi Malani Rinche Terda Yu Je Juba Muji Teni Mui Shiemin Tar Tenshi Che Ter Yi Ji Chimne Simjinani Upo Tapote Teta Namji Teto Chachir Jide Tuni Chansong Yanda Tam Chidra Upo Laso Shinde La Yobi Sabi Nyungu Jime Chu Sam Chu So Denbi Joshinki Jebu Ngubo Runjin Druba Tar Simje Namji Simje Naji Mariso Deji Babu Na Chu Chu Kam Gewa Ya Teji Gewa Tela Rimji Tubi Jebu Ngubo Churu Chuda Nime Woda Longda Sa Tu Namchi Je Namchi Talatani Amin Je Buk Sirli Shinje Jitarwa Simje Nyomon Je Pap Nachu Zosa Sabu Yugu Ya Teji Geji Teta Tele Chu Tong Pewa Jurwa Yin Jitar Rinche Leji Jawi Su Goshik Tingi Chini Tum Jurba Lamne Lai Tone Troje Chir Lamne Tunde Tela Mawa Tar Tela Mawa Tome Jenga Namba Naso Ji Nyomo Chidum Deshi Ngobo Ni Tundru Laya Sini Deshi Ter Tabra Jawi Tundi Tabdun Ze Jitar Rinche Rangshi Deshi Sheku Tingi Ko Tumba Lamne Lai Miki Tone Tarchi Mila Tumba Tar Tenshi Nyomo Koshu Jitum Kurui Lamna Nebi Kam Tundru Laya Sini Tarwa Jachi Jawi Chutun Ze Jitar Mimo Sungi Gome Dune Suni Duchurla Ngaji Jabu Pani Ziji Rantu Na Yu Mida Mishetar Sipar Jewang Gome Shinte Mata Simji Ngalde Pumenshi Tela Kanshi Yube Go Jeba Time Committee Ngalne Shin Chitrar Pume Lula Tiji Koju Ji Koju Midu Suden Bas Sadangana Nejin Gome Kambar Dunga Chonyo Tar Teshi Dara Nanin Go Yu Juju Gome Ludemba Jowa Nyomo Wangi Yima Shiwi Dunga Shila Ne Jidra Nangi Sershu Suji Shiwa Chiru Sayi Ranshi Ji Tony Teshi Pata Nangi Ser Janchi Chiru Jiba Seji Tar Ranshi Oza Tima Namjani Lupo Wani Number Sijuni Rinchi Yone Tabu Dwana Jiba Talin Jonze Janju Jo Jidra Time Sembra Leja Sayi Nande Chujuru Su Shide Ranshi Kebe Rine Sada Sewar Jeba Tara Teji Kunji Tabi Sende Shiwi Yini Chinjurne Chuchi Tsuji Deji Rubi Diba Tani Sewar Nze Pema Soncha Pongwa Tang Bumba Tani Mizan San Je Shu Goshu Pumeji Ngata Sayi Bunayang Sanji Jazi Nimbu Shin Serji Terji Jumba Shin Rinji Kuda Kulu Yi Jurwa Shida Sezu Shi Senji Kamji Nyomo Bun Mande Thoma Mebe Na Senji Rashi Time Ni Thoma Mebe Thoma Mebe Imbar Ju Try, Amitabha, good evening. So, this is our 11th year of starting 11th session. 11th session. 11th session study on Uttaratantra. And so what we learn from
Jadi ini adalah sesi ke-11 dari pembelajaran Uttaratantra. Rinpoche bertanya apa yang sudah kita pelajari.
So Buddha taught 3 circles of teachings. First, the Four Noble Truths that second, mainly Pranjana Paramita. Pranjana Paramita, the subject aspect. Then object aspect is Madhyamika. Madhyamika talks about the emptiness, right? Understanding of a mind that understands, realizes, sees emptiness is called Pranjana Paramita. Pranjana Paramita is the wisdom mind, awakened mind, right? And then subject, the object, and subject, and the object is emptiness. Madhyamika talks. So there's two main studies according to second circle of Buddha's teachings. Then for us right now, our mind, subject is mind, right? What is object? Object is confusion, grasping, and grasping on the reality, right? Grasping on reality, and that is object, and the subject itself is subject is the confused mind, right? Ignorance, as an ordinary person, and then in Madhyamika scene, we are subject like I is the subject and the form is object, right? Similar like that. Anyway, Madhyamika talking about about how the things are interdependently existed, interdependent origination, but not truly existed and so on. Then the other hand, Pranjana Paramita talks about wisdom, Bodhisattva's wisdom, how it's progress, Bodhisattva's wisdom levels from Shravaka, Pratyeka Buddha and Bodhisattvas to that wisdom growth. It's Pranjana Paramita, and until omniscient or the complete Buddhahood, the wisdom perfection comes when one achieves Dhammakaya, then wisdom perfection. Right now we call perfect 6 perfections, right? 6 paramita, wisdom paramita. Wisdom paramita is actually achieve Dhammakaya, then wisdom paramita. Right now we are training for achieve this. Then it's a training program is called paramita, but it's not really paramita. Paramita is the goal actually. Wisdom paramita. anyway, that part, and then the later part, Buddha taught about more about the definitive meanings, make clear about the first circle of teachings and second circle. What is definitive meaning and what is interpretive meaning, and then especially taught about Buddha nature. So all that, then after Buddha passed away, and then long time after, sometimes, so it's there are lots of sutras, but difficult. People cannot understand, and people cannot really being able to explain and understand. So that's why there's the two sons from that the lady, yeah, must be Bodhisattva lady. The lady, the mother of the Asanga and Vasubandhu. So Vasubandhu grow up and then explain Abhidhamma very well. And then Asanga then wanted to explain all that sutras, especially concerned about the later part of Buddha's teachings. But then they couldn't really find suitable, a human teacher anymore, that a perfect teacher. So he went to meditate and practice Maitreya Buddha for 12 years, and then finally could see Maitreya Buddha, and went to Tushita realm and stayed 50 years of human years there, and then I came back with five treatises. And among the 5 treatises, this is the Uttaratantra, is a kind of this order, the last one, kind of a conclusion of other 4 commentaries, 4 treatises, yeah. Or in the other hand, you can say 4 treatises or commentary of Uttaratantra, something like 4 treatises. One is Pranjana Paramita, commentary on Pranjana Paramita, and then there are other 3, and the other one is Uttaratantra. And so we are learning Uttaratantra, and Uttaratantra mainly the main topic is Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, and in Tibetan called Deshe Nimbo. Asanga is before actually Buddha prophesied in many sutras. One of the sutras said Asanga, person, there will be in the future, there will be a person, Bodhisattva called Asanga, who will achieve Bodhisattva stage 3, Bhumi Digaya, achieved, and this one will, and so on, explain. So, which means Asanga achieved stage Bodhisattva Bhumi 3, third Bhumi. Anyway, the emptiness is object, right? Prajna Paramita is a subject. Yeah. For example, for really good, not confused kind of person. Yeah. See, this is a paper, right? See paper, yeah. But somebody is confused, especially eye problems. Then what is this? And then this is see something, maybe ice cream. Look like yellow. This is yellow, long yellow, look like a liquid, and then see, yes, ice cream instead of paper. Something like that. Is so. See, another word, see, this is a white, right? White. But another person that has eye problem, see yellow, right? And then there's a subject, person who has a subject is eye, and then object is yellow, right? So these are both the subject and the object. They are subject and object, but something is wrong. This subject not being able to see the reality. Reality is white. Then object is then seeing yellow, and then through that then become problems, and then go through suffering like that. But then that eye is trained, and then finally being able to see white. Then white is reality, right? And then eye is then become that eye that seeing the white reality. So then that eye is become wisdom, and then subject is the reality, right? So similar like that, when we see everything, including ourselves and our life and all the samsaric thing, in a kind of a reality, independent, substantial thing, yeah. So that way, our mind is get confused, and then get through that we have more this klesha and karma and so on. Then creates the suffering. But if our mind is trained to see more reality, realistic, true reality, then our mind slowly will be able to see that opposite of that. It's not the truly existed, it's only existed interdependently, existed, and then anyway, whatever that reality it is, then called true reality, yeah? Whatever true reality it is, then it's called emptiness. Yeah. So then your mind is seeing true reality, then that your mind is pranjana paramita. And then reality is emptiness, called emptiness, something like that. You understood? I'm just trying to trying to explain to you. There are two, maybe quite confused. How's it? Madhyamika and Prajna Paramita. That talking kind of same subject. But one, Prajna Paramita explains wisdom. Then Madhyamika is more focused on explaining about the emptiness. So emptiness is the object, and the wisdom is the subject. And then sometimes also combined, combination explanations. Emptiness is object. Never mind. This anyway not related here. So we go to. I just said something Prajna Paramita, and then something from there I thought to also kind of with that say something about the Madhyamika. But anyway, we just go through the book. Then in this we've been reading trying to understand about Buddha nature, which is explained. Tathagata Garbha is explained in 7 Vajra points, and the first 3 Vajra points. Then, as we learn, as it is our goal to obtain, achieve, yeah, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And then 4th Vajra point is come, or the element, or disposition, or what else? The different names there. Yeah, the Tathagata Garbha. Yeah, that is the cause, cause that why we can achieve these first three Vajra points. We can obtain because we all sentient beings has element of Tathagata Garbha. And then this Tathagata Garbha, what is Tathagata Garbha? Then explained with 10 points. 10 points that we we learn, we read and study about these 10 points. And after that, now today is that Tathagata Garbha and Buddha nature. Its essence is essence like a sun. Example before we used the example analogy, sun from here to here never change. Even today there were eclipse, I think, right? When eclipse also actually sun doesn't change. In old days people think somebody evil is eating sun and like that. But actually just a shadow or something, I think. Even eclipse sun doesn't affect it, actually not changed. So Tathagata Garbha itself, its essence never change. Essence, reality, nature never change. But this temporary mental defilements, because of mental defilements for the individuals is changing takes place because of this obscuration. Obscurations is seems like Tathagata is changing. Like then unpurified phase and partly purified phase and utterly purified phase, and so those change. Then especially in so unpurified phase, and then when Tathagata Garbha is obscured, then how it is obscured. Then here is with and how it is obscured and how it is gradually purified. That is explained with these 9 analogies, examples. On page 149, the explanation of the way the defilements are to be purified through the essence is unchanging by means of examples. Consensus summary. This Tathagata Garbha abides within the shroud of the afflictions, as should be understood through the following 9 examples. And then a detailed explanation. What is obscured and what causes obscuration, or alternately expressed through an example followed by its meaning. Just like Buddha in decaying. These are the examples. Just like Buddha in decaying lotus, honey emits bees, a grain in its husk, gold in a field, a treasure underground, a shoot, and so on, sprouting from a little fruit, a statue of the virtuous one in a tattered wreck, a ruler of mankind in a destitute woman's womb, and a precious image under layer of clay. This Buddha element abides within all sentient beings, obscured by the defilement of the adventitious poisons. So this Buddha nature that all sentient beings has a clear light nature of mind, Buddha nature, but the Buddha nature is hidden to sentient beings. The hidden to sentient beings. even they all each has this Buddha nature, but hidden to them. That's why they go through unnecessary suffering. But if, for example, is just like a Buddha, example number one, like Buddha in a decaying lotus, and Buddha inside the lotus is covered in Buddha. Buddha's, I think it's Buddha means he has Buddha statue inside of the decaying lotus. Then honey means the bees and so on. These are the examples that explains Buddha, that Buddha statue is the analogy for Buddha nature, and the decaying lotus is the analogy for the obscuration. And then here honey mist bees. Honey is the Buddha nature, the mist, the bees, amidst the bees is the obscuration, right? A grain in its husk. A grain is as Buddha nature, and the husk is the obscuration. Gold is the Buddha nature, and the field is the obscuration, right? So, because this detail, later there detailed explanation following stanzas or detailed explanation on each of them is one analogy cannot actually explain the Buddha nature and the obscurations, how the obscurations gradually also purify, and how obscurations obscured. There's so many different layers, different types of obscuration. And then also when obscuration is uncovered, purified, then Buddha nature, the power of enlightenment, are also many different different levels or different types or different many different qualities of enlightenment power, wisdom power. So in order to explain all that precisely, then one example cannot explain. So there are 9 different examples. Next stanza explains this separately, the both examples and the meaning expressed separately. Example, the defilement corresponds to the meaning is the defilement, right? Example is lotus, the insects, the husk, the field, the earth, the fruit, the tattered rag, the pregnant woman, dryly waxed with burning, suffering, and the clay. And then here here is only saying 2, yeah. One is Buddha nature, right? One Buddha nature and the defilement. So there are example of defilement and the example of Buddha nature. Yeah? And the example of defilement is there are 9, the lotus, insect, and so on. Yeah, and the example of Buddha nature, there are 9. There's Buddha statue, the honey, the grain, the gold, and so on. The first example is lotus. Lotus that is ugly lotus. Usually lotus is beautiful lotus. Here it says ugly lotus that smells not good. Inside of that lotus, there's a beautiful, wonderful Buddha statue. So somebody has eyes, can see through the lotus, they recovered, and they see the beautiful statue of Buddha, body of Buddha. So that then uncovered because of that, then uncovered open the lotus, and then being able to see the beautiful, amazing body of the Buddha. Similar like that, Buddhas see even the sentient beings in the hell realm has Buddha nature, like Buddha nature, but then they are obscuration covered. So this Buddhas, with their special compassion, then because of the even sentient beings in the hell realm, they have this Buddha nature. Then Buddha's activities make those sentient beings then liberated from a hell realm or samsaric suffering. So this analogy and analogy meaning and the analogy and the meaning together. So each analogy has 3 stanzas. First stanza explains the analogy itself, and then the second stanza explains the meaning, and the third stanza explains together combined analogy and meaning. So each of them in three paragraphs, 3 stanzas explains. And then quite similar. I think if you go through each of them, I think you will. I'm afraid it will be too kind of. Maybe you get bored, cannot focus. So you read slowly by yourself, which not that difficult commentary. Those you know the English and those you don't know English. The meaning is almost similar. So roughly the Buddha nature and then how it's covered by the obscuration that is explaining. And then if we jump to 9, anyway, I read a long reading transmission already in Tibetan, but now we jump to maybe ninth example, last example, first example to last example. This one, page 160, the below at the lower part of the page, at the stanza says example, and artistically well-designed image of peaceful appearance, which has been cast in gold and is still inside its mold. Externally has the nature of clay. Experts upon seeing this will clear away the outer layer and cleanse the gold therein. When an image which are artistically well designed in all its parts, pure and beautiful in its peaceful appearance, has been cast in gold and it is still inside its black mold. It is covered by clay and thus externally has the nature of earth. Upon seeing this, experts who know that our golden image is contained in the covering mold will clear away the outer layer in order to remove the traces of clay remaining on the gold image enclosed therein. So that's I cannot explain better than the commentary explained. Okay, this is me example, yeah. Now, what this example trying to say? Yeah. What are you trying to say? if you ask what that means, then the meaning is here. Yeah? Likewise, those of supreme enlightenment fully see that there are defilements on the luminous nature, but that these stains are just advantageous and purify beings who are like jewel mines from all their veils. So that is the root text. If we don't understand that, then we can go to commentary saying, similarly, the victorious ones fully see that there are defilements on the luminous nature of minds of beings, but that these are just advantages. Means this is just temporary, removable. Advantages being able to be removed. Upon seeing this, they clear away these veils, which are similar to the mold. Yeah? Once they are awakened and expanded in supreme enlightenment, they teach the secret Dharma and purify beings who are like jewel mines from all their obscurations. Which actually meaning that all the good things is it's very good news here. All the good things is our true nature, so cannot be removed, cannot be destroyed. Is part of the nature, true nature, ultimate nature, nature reality is there. Yeah, including wisdom, happiness, peace. Peace, compassion, all that. Yeah? That is part of nature. Then the negativities is removable, and this is the not true reality, true nature, and these are the temporary things there. Suffering, ignorance, then selfish, self-centeredness, ego grasping, right? This, and then how say, samsara, it's a whole thing. That is something temporary there. It's not true nature. That's destroyable, purifiable, removable, overcomeable, be able to overcome from that. So that's what it's saying here. Now, next, both combined, example is meaning combined. Recognizing the nature of an image of peaceful appearance, flawless and made from shimmering gold, while it is still contained in its mold, an expert removes the layers of clay. Likewise, the omniscient know the peaceful mind, which is similar to pure gold, and remove the obscurations by teaching the Dharma, just as the mold is struck and chipped away. So then right now we skipped some of them, but if you be able to see, those you know in English you can read, and those you don't know maybe later somehow you can maybe able to see commenting on or I think at least Eric maybe translated the root text on this. The 9 examples you can see each has the same like this example, meaning, and the combined like that. Similar, and then the main topic is the same, Buddha nature and obscuration. But then there are many different layers of obscuration, and also gradually, how to say, purified Buddha nature in it. So the detailed meaning is different, of course. It's not repeating the same thing. Each example has a specific meaning. Yeah. But roughly, generally, it's the same, like that. And now, after that, it's summarize the whole 9 examples. Summary of the meaning of that all 9 examples: the lotus, the beast, the hawk, the fifth, and so on. Field. The lotus, the lotus. What is the lotus? Lotus, huh? Trakai. What is that? Are you teaching me or I'm teaching you? It's becoming very deep from what is lotus? Trakai. Trakai. What is trakai? Lotus. And what is lotus again? Trakai. Well, what lotus represent? What lotus is an example for? That's what I mean. Buddha nature. Yes, think, Erika, think carefully. No, obscuration. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in Buddha, lotus is obscuration. Obscuration. Before that, obscuration, especially obscuration in hell realm, right? Says lotus, but not only lotus, but ugly, bad-smelling lotus. Anyway, lotus, and then lotus. Then inside the lotus is what? Buddha statue. Yeah, Buddha statue. Right? Buddha statue is an example, right? Buddha, actually statue of Buddha, I think it's Buddha body. Buddha body, yeah. Buddha body maybe is Buddha statue. Buddha body that is the example of that's Buddha nature. Then bees, what bees represent? Obscuration, yeah. Obscuration, and the husk, obscuration, the field, same obscuration, the earth, the obscuration, the skin of the fruit as obscuration, the teared rake is the obscuration, the woman's womb. This woman also very poor and weak woman, because the lotus is also ugly and the smell like that because it's obscuration, represents obscuration with then something problems, but beneath of that obscuration there's amazing wonderful thing is there. So there's a defilement or the temporary, but there's a problem, and it's a problem like that. So the woman's womb, the shroud of clay. These are the example. Exemplify the defilements. Then meaning that is the example of the defilement. Example of defilement. Example of obscuration. Example that what is. Last time we took only one example. Actually, these examples totally I made up, or it's from here. Should be here. Sun and the cloud, right? So cloud is the example. Cloud is the obscuration, right? Sun is the Buddha nature, like that. The nature is like the. Then inside the lotus is Buddha. Inside of the bees is honey. Inside of the kernel, the husk, right? Then inside the field, the golden image, and so on. So you combine together. It is said that the shroud of the mental poisons, which causes the veils of the elements of the beings, has had no connection with it since beginningless time. while the nature of the mind, which is devoid of stance, has been present within them since the beginningless time. So this, anyway, this lotus and so on that explained these obscurations or temporary advantages is not really part of our true nature. So that's why always removable. And the true nature that the Buddha nature is from beginningless time, the unchangingness that as we learned before, right? So from purified first, unpurified first, forever is unchanging. That's why this is a forever absolute refuge for all samsaric beings. So this is unchanging nature. The Dhammakaya is unchanged, present within all the sentient beings. Its nature. Next, the way the defilement are purified. So how this defilement are purified? The explanation of the 9 defilements, the 9 aspects of the defilements: the desire, aversion, and the mental blindness, which means ignorance. Yeah, mental blindness. They are fierce active states, the remaining imprints of unknowing, the defilements to be abandoned on the path of seeing and meditation, and the defilement based upon the impure levels and the pure levels, respectively, are fully taught by the shroud of the lotus and the other examples. Classified the shroud of the secondary poisons is beyond any end. But when it is comprised concisely, the 9 defilements of desire and the other afflictions are well explained in the given order by the 9 similes of the shroud of the lotus and the subsequent examples. So here what it says, 9 aspects of defilement. We have 9 different kind of defilement, obscuration. Yeah? Some of the 9 different, those are the desire, attachment, then anger or aversion, yeah, anger, and mental blindness or the ignorance. But anyway, the English word, all that cannot translate totally to really original meaning. Anyway, these are the 3 klesha, right? 3 poisons. And then there are fears of active states of mind, and then remaining, even 3 poisons, they are removed. Actually 3 poisons removed, still there's a remaining of some kind of imprint. People when severe some kind of get sickness, when actually sickness is recovered, still some kind of remaining of its imprint, energies there to recover, right? Similar like that. Even real, actually, this anyway. What it is saying here is there are 9 many different levels of obscurations that are removed by the part of seeing, part of training, yeah, or meditation, yeah, part of training or part of meditation, and then after 7 bhumi, until 7th bhumi is then impure 7 stages, and then after 7 to 7, 8, 9, and 8, 9, 10, these are the pure, another the pure 3 pure stages, and so on. There, so it's each of those levels has a different purification. They purifies. That's why it goes on. That's why here's actually 9 examples of defilement and the Buddha nature is mentioned because 9 examples, each example explains a different level of obscuration and different level of how Buddha nature is purified. And trying to finish until the this part of the what do you say, main division or main classification of the seven Vajra points. We are 4th, right? I'm trying to finish this year 4th one. Then next time we can start from 5th. Next time we can study 5th, 6th, and 7th. But I think it's quite difficult. Now only one session. Still, this fourth chapter, as the Vajra point is the longest, so very long. So, anyway, today and then almost 10 is still. We have some time still. Have any questions? If not only if you have a question, I mean you don't not only about today, but if you have any question from whole Uttaratantra studies, and feel free to ask. Maybe today is the best opportunity.
Jadi bukan hanya untuk pembelajaran hari ini, namun jika kita punya pertanyaan dari keseluruhan pembelajaran Uttaratantra, silakan ditanyakan. Mungkin hari ini kesempatan yang terbaik untuk bertanya.
Di sini saya mau menanyakan, apakah pengertian nibbana dengan nirvana sama atau tidak? Nibbana dengan nirvana. Nibbana dengan nirvana. Pengertiannya sama atau tidak?
Is the meaning of nirvana and nibbana the same?
Nirvana and nibbana is the same. It's only nirvana is Sanskrit and nibbana is Pali language, different language.
Kemudian nirvana itu apakah ada tingkatannya atau bagaimana ya? Karena kan kemarin itu ada bilang nirvana yang absolut, berarti ada yang tidak absolut atau bagaimana itu?
Is there any stage? Oh, I thought like this is all together. I don't have to translate.
No, I'm doing an exercise.
Is that any stage for nirvana? Because last time we mentioned about absolute nirvana and non-nirvana.
Is there any stage
Of nirvana classification?
There's nirvana and there's non-remaining nirvana. Nirvana, when we say nirvana, is samsara and nirvana. That is actually peaceful state of remaining peaceful state of cessation. Nirvana, that is not complete Buddhahood or Dhammakaya. Then achieve Dharmakaya is the non-remaining nirvana, which this nirvana is not remaining nirvana, either nirvana or samsara. Neither. What is it? No and neither. Neither and nor. Which one is go first? No nirvana, neither samsara. Like that. Neither go first. Okay, neither nirvana nor samsara. non-remaining Dhammakaya. Because of complete enlightenment, Buddhas have complete awakened mind, wisdom. So this wisdom, because of wisdom, cannot remain in samsara. Samsara is purified by this wisdom. But at the same time, they have unconditional compassion. Compassion aspect, then it cannot remain in a peaceful state of nirvana as well. So it's a transcend both nirvana and samsara, then it's called non-remaining nirvana.
Jadi karena pencerahan sempurna yang dicapai ataupun sempurnanya batin yang tersadarkan atau tercerahkan, kebijaksanaan yang sempurna, maka seseorang yang mencapai pencerahan sempurna tersebut tidak dapat berdiam di dalam samsara, karena samsara sudah sepenuhnya terpurifikasi. Namun karena welas asih yang tanpa syarat juga tidak dapat berdiam dalam nirwana, sehingga tidak berdiam di keduanya.
Yes. Yeah. Does Buddha nature synonym with Buddha mind?
Buddha nature synonym of Buddha mind?
Is it?
Buddha mind. Buddha mind. Buddha mind. Synonym of Buddha mind. Buddha mind. Okay. Buddha mind can be said synonym of Buddha. Buddha nature is enlightenment nature. So it's enlightenment nature. Buddha nature is can be say synonym. But Buddha mind is, I think, not popular term that we used. Buddha mind. No, not really used Buddha mind here. Especially when I translate Buddha mind, that Buddha mind into Tibetan, Sangye Sem. You never see Sangye Sem like that. Sangye Ji Sem. Actually, the mind, Buddha mind, enlightenment mind, right? You mean enlightenment mind, awakened mind. So awakened mind is not really mind, but it's mind has aspect of this duality aspect. This awaken that wisdom is transcend of this duality. So that otherwise it's the same thing. Yeah, you can say Buddha nature, Buddha mind. I think. Can be called like something like that, but it's again Buddha mind is not the term is not really used. You see somewhere Buddha mind? Oh, in there Buddha mind. Oh, yeah. Sometimes maybe translation just they translate. Oh, Buddha mind. I think here. Okay. Now I understand. Yeah, that's a good question. Tibetan Chanchu Sem. There's some translators, because they are not native Tibetan spoken translators, so they didn't understand really what is the meaning, and then translated like that. Chanchup sometimes means Buddha hood, yeah, Chanchup, and then Sem means mind, but here Chanchu means Buddhi. Yeah, Buddhi. Same is mind, right? So they should not translate actually Buddha mind. Then we will lost meaning. We cannot understand. What they should not translate actually this word is they should, if they want keep a Tibetan word, or maybe Tibetan word is more difficult to understand. People not familiar. Maybe people more familiar with the Sanskrit word. So they should keep it Sanskrit word, Bodhicitta. The Buddha mind is Bodhicitta. Yeah. So here, now you are asking, now I understand. Bodhicitta and Buddha nature are the synonym? No, they are different. Yeah. Bodhicitta is the practice bodhicitta, right? Compassion aspect and the wisdom aspect of a practice is called bodhicitta. And Buddha nature is our true nature, ultimate nature. Yeah. Two different things.
Ada pertanyaan lain?
Di buku Daily Prayer yang halaman 56 itu ada cara purifikasi. Jadi kalau setiap hari baca bisa purifikasi.
Itu suara sekolah sih.
Kalau purifikasi
36 lebih
jadi bisa lebih cepat purifikasi mas. Mondrola, boleh kali batin. Mondrola cepat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That, yeah, thank you. That's like a sojong. Yeah. Like this is a moral violation, purification, pure sutra way, then purification of generally bad karma, of course, bad karma, but particularly if we violated our moral discipline, then you do this purification on 8th, 15th, and full moon and zero moon and so on. Yeah. This is zero moon, not zero moon. So, yeah, this purifies. Yes. Then this our moral violation and the bad karma. If it's heavy one, maybe become lighter one, purify, or maybe total. Also purify. Depends on how much we do and how maybe serious we do. But anyway, this is a purification. Of course, name itself is a purification. Purifies mainly bad karma and moral violations, I think. I'm not sure this can be argued if it purifies the defilement. There is bad karma, one thing to purify. There is klesha, another thing to purify. There's a cognitive defilements, another thing to purify. There is imprint, the subtle imprint of these defilements. There's another thing. That's why just right now, so many different levels of purification, right? Purify. But there is definitely purifies bad karma and bad karma and also moral violations that of sin or those that purify. But if you practice Vajra Sattva, then it purifies both Dikpa and Dipa. I think this more purifies the Dikpa, yeah. Dikpa and the Dipa. Two things. The last time I explained, right? Dikpa is the more bad karma or sin or bad karma non-virtues. That brings a suffering. And then the Dipa is the obscuration. Dipa itself is not a bad karma, but the Dipa is obscuration. That is an obstacle of enlightenment. But the Dipa directly brings the suffering. Result of Dipa is the suffering. But then Dikpa, one is Dik, D-I-G, like Dik, P-A, yeah? Dikpa. Maybe D-H or D-I, yeah, Dikpa, yeah. Dipa is D-R, the next one is Dikpa, right? Dikpa is like maybe D-H, yeah, D-H-I-G-P-A, Dikpa. That's a very common one. Other one is Dikpa, I think Erica knows. In page 35, it's said here, right? Page 35, Vajrasattva practice, there's fourth and fifth line. There's Lama Dorje Semba, Dashinji. Lama Dorje Semba means Guru Vajrasattva. Dashinji means oneself and others. Didik Nyeto Tapran Zedishus. Didik here is Dik is Dipa, right? Dik is Dipa. So the Didik means in translated negativity, obscuration, misdeeds and downfalls. So this one, the general sutra, the purification more is how to say, purpose of purification. I think purifying of misdeeds and downfalls. Yeah, but then and also negativities as well. But here is like obscurations. But in Vajrasattva practice is a long time ago. I still remember when Jebje, Tengku Rinpoche, yeah, Tengku Rinpoche, once I was in Tengku Rinpoche's teaching, he mentioned that Vajrasattva practice is especially, Vajrasattva practice can purify obscuration and also both Dipa and Dipa, you know, sin. So when we do Ngondo practices, that's why Vajrasattva purification is in, put it in Ngondo. When our obscuration is so thick that lotus flower, you know, smelling lotus flower is very thick, and that beasts of the bees, right, and host, and then red cloth, and so on. All that is very thick. Yeah. Then cannot also then even cannot practice Dharma. First of all, even we try to practice Dharma and meet many obstacles and so on. So for that reason, then if we meditate, then also not clear and cannot meditate, and also cannot progress and so on. For that's why the Mundo practice first is there's a Vajrasattva practice is included there for very important reason and for purification. Vajrasattva. Anyway, that Sojong purification is of course very important and wonderful. Do one time to time. But there's no tradition also Sojong practice a whole day reading that. But Vajrasattva you can read a whole day, repeat it again and again. Meditate on that. Yeah. So it's there are two different sutra way purification, and Vajrasattva is more tantra way of purification. So sutra way purification is more designed for purify dikpa, yeah, and then moral violations. The moral violation itself is dikpa, So mostly is dikpa, And then you do it, you repeat just 3 times a day, but there is no such continue a whole day doing that. But the Vajrasattva, the other hand, is in a tantra way of purifying. Then is also design is to purify focuses in both dikpa and dipa. And then it's also you can practice and do it anytime or all the time. That makes a point that you should come to Mundo practice. Yes,
Bro, is it still okay if we recite, we do mandala offering, meditate and so on, but we are not doing prostration?
No, yes, that's okay. Yeah. Yes, it's okay. Yes. Cannot do prostration, then you just recite. That's good. You can do that. But if you can do prostration, even better. Then. Yeah. So the namaskara is a part of the refuge. Mainly is recitation of the refuge prayers. Meditating on a refuge and reciting refuge prayers. That is the first part, right? Second part is Vajrasattva. But then reciting refuge part, then additionally, then physical purification, the prostration is kind of attributed with that. But the main is reciting refuge prayer. So if you cannot do prostration, then just recite the refuge prayers. Then that's good. And sojong, that especially like here, you become like a vegetarian on some days, right? What, first moon, full moon, 8th, like that, right? Those days also you can come to money house and take a full sojong vow. Like this, like Atesila, then including this purification, you just repeat 3 times. And then you do it around 6:37 is okay. Or 6 is okay if it's not too early. You know. In the morning, yeah. Come to then those days, yeah. If whoever interested, then occasionally then take Atasila, then Sojong vow. And then including that purification, doing that purification, that is also wonderful. Yes. Somebody I thought somebody want to say, ask a question. So. I think. No. Oh, okay. What is happening? I'm just kidding. I'm just speaking. No, over there is okay. Jackson, okay. And oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Oh, but Jackson cannot come out. Anyway, I just pulled out this. The last time we learned 5 paths and 10 stages, right? But the reason I pulled out is since we talked about Ngondo, Sojong, all kind of things, yeah. So I forgot to actually. We're going to people who continue practice Ngondo and Chenrezi, yeah, once a week or here and Chenrezi once a week, but Ngondo maybe some of them may practice continue every day or once a week come here in the money house. But anyway, if you consistently practiced, or sometimes of course you travel, sometimes miss, or sometimes you feel sick, unwell, and then missed, that is not count. But the kind of regularly, most of the time come and they do Chenrezi and Ngondo practice, then 1 year you get a certificate of the first Bhumi. No, I'm really going to make a certificate of first Bhumi. And then the second year what is the second Bhumi? What is it called? Tampanand, yeah. Stainless, yeah. Then the third year, third one. And until 10 year. After 10 year continue, then we will think like what to give you. Then we will think what to give, what a certificate, name of a certificate. But that's one thing. Another is, if you practice not both of them, Chenrezi and Ngondo, yeah, but if you practice one of them consistent, then you get a certificate of the 5 paths, yeah, Jalan, accumulation, first, and then and so on. Any other question? One more question, then we are finished for today.
Satu pertanyaan terakhir, setelah itu kita selesai.
Kalau udah dapat sertifikat semua dan mencapai pengalaman sempurna.
Yang pasti dapat kenalan. Get all the certificate in book enlightened.
All the certificate means you practice 10 years consistent ngondu and generosity. So that is enlightened or not enlightened, I don't know, but that is comparing our meaningless life. Your life is being meaningful, and your life is being meaningful, and then you also should have less fear and worry about next lifetime, and also when we are dying. So then you will have some proud and rejoice about your life has been meaningful. The other hand, 10 years pass and then you look back, nothing other than most of the time is we just accumulate bad karma. But there was not a really question. The really question, one more question. Just kidding. Was a real question, but the question not to me. You are Julia asked a question to Erika, I think. No, she said Erika. My name is not Erika. Just kidding. Yeah. But I have one more question. If you have time, no. If you have, we have a little bit of time. But otherwise, actually time is past, but I don't think you mind staying for one more question. But if you don't have, then we will do the dedication.
Ada satu pertanyaan lagi. Jika tidak ada, kita melanjutkan ke doa dedikasi.
People are afraid that if I ask a question, then other people maybe want to go home. And, this person again, this person, why he or she is asking question? You know? I want to go home. So everybody is thinking like that and scared to ask a question. And also question is a question, but then answer is so long. Don't ask a question, better not ask a question. Just ask one question, then talking about ngundu, generosity, everything, sejong, yeah.
Cuma bertanya satu pertanyaan, tapi jawabannya sampai ke sojong, ngondro, resik, dan sebagainya.
Actually, I'm not saying I'm a Buddha, but I'm the kind of here as a witness, yeah, I'm a witness. And then Julia asked Erika, it's like the Shariputra asking to Avalokiteshvara, the sons and daughters of noble family, if you practice 10 years this generation and Ngundu, how much purify is done? Then if unfortunately I interrupted, if I just meditate and wish, then Erika answered, there will be like a hot sutra, yeah? I don't know what is Erika's answer. Sons and daughters of the practice 10 years, this and then such should be practiced, such is purified, and then later we can make a hot sutra between these two talks, profound Dharma, you know.
Jadi Rinpoche mengatakan beliau bukan Buddha ya, tapi ibaratnya ya kita buat sebuah dialog ya, cerita. Jadi Rinpoche menyaksikan ya, tadi Ci Julia bertanya kepada saya. Jadi mirip seperti ketika Sariputra bertanya pada awal kita suara. Kalau melakukan latihan ngunduh, ceresit dan sebagainya, berapa banyak purifikasi yang telah dilakukan. Kemudian Rinpoche mengatakan beliau tidak tahu jawaban saya apa ya. Jadi beliau mengatakan beliau menyela ya. Jadi Rinpoche mengatakan kelak kita bisa buat salah satu dialog yang mirip dengan Sutra Hati Prasnaparamita, ya, mirip seperti itu.
Arika should say, Julia, listen carefully. Listen very carefully. I'm going to explain you. Then everyone, Amen, Ping, and everyone, in the end, rejoiced, saying, Leso, Sadhu.
Jadi Rinpoche mengatakan mungkin jawaban saya akan Julia, dengarkan, saya akan menjelaskan ya jawabannya ya. Jadi nanti di sekitar ada Ciame, ada Yaping ya. Jadi mereka nanti yang berkata sadhu.
Okay, we created Heart Sutra, new Heart Sutra.